One.
Hello, Cardinals. We're going to be talking about investigation 8.2 today. We're on page 70, and we're going to be doing a 3-day lab in which we are going to be optimizing a design solution. We're going to be taking what you learned about roller coasters and applying that to a challenge, and you'll be working as a group to be successful in this endeavor. Looking back at investigation 8.1, which was the last 2 days, we're going to talk a little bit about the system of energy that was within the roller coaster, and talking about how the mass of the marble affected the velocity, and also how the height of the release of the marble affected the velocity. And then just going to take a minute and look at objective number 1, which is how did mass and height impact velocity? And we're going to want to include some examples, some diagrams, or some drawings. So a chance to reflect on the last 2 days. Looking ahead to investigation 8.2, this is a big one. We're going to be looking at all 5 objectives for this lesson, and we're going to be focusing on a lot of engineering skills. We're going to be designing a roller coaster to accomplish a specific task. And we're going to not be doing this in our notebook. We're going to be getting an 11 by 17 sheet of paper that looks very similar to this. This will be where all of your information goes, so we have it to collect and to share with groups at the end of this lesson. So it's 2 pages, or on the screen here it's 2 pages, but when you're in class it'll be one 11 by 17 sheet of paper, and this will be where you'll put all of your answers, all of your drawings, all your sketches, all of your data collection. All of that will go on this 11 by 17 sheet of paper. There are a number of steps to investigation 8.2. The first one, hopefully you've already done already. It's reading the scientific investigations in engineering design and answering the question, how does testing a prototype help ensure a successful design? You should be talking about this with a group and then writing that in your notebook. Number 2 is going to be looking at the challenge rubric. There are 3 different options. The first option is to obtain the highest velocity of your roller coaster. So you'd be taking a segment of your roller coaster and trying to get a marble to go at the highest velocity. The second option for you is to create the largest loop. And the third option is to create the highest hill. So as a group, you're going to want to spend some time looking at these 3 different options and deciding which one you want to take on. So once again, the options are highest velocity, largest loop, and highest hills. So 3, 4, and 5 are all about prepping for the roller coaster design. So number 3 says, with your group, you're going to be deciding what challenge you want to take on, and then you're going to be looking at the rubric to understand what the exemplary performance and creative criteria are. So you're going to be looking at the rubric and discussing that with your group, and then adding that to your 11 by 17 paper. 4 is drawing a sketch of the design that you plan to create. And 5, you need a teacher approval before you're allowed to begin. 6, you're going to be conducting an initial test. This will be the first test of your roller coaster to see how it goes. And you should record data, recording things like height and speed, or the height of the hill, or the size of your loop. So conducting some initial tests to see how it goes. You might want to try the different marbles. And then if everything goes according to plan, now it's time to revamp your plan to make it work better. So this is all about engineering and making your design better and better and better. You're going to continue to conduct different tests and recording data in your notebook as you do those tests. And number 9 is about writing each modification down, recording the plan that you're using, and then how what you observed after the modification. So it's all about making a change to your roller coaster. How did that work? And recording your data. Number 10, when we're all done with the design challenge, which will probably be on the second day, you're going to be looking at the rubric and deciding how you did, how you achieved this on this design challenge, looking at what you could have done better, if you had more time, if there were different constraints on the challenge, could you have accomplished those? 11 is writing a summary of your challenge, including the information from your discussion. And 12 is a big one. That is when you're going to be taking the potential and kinetic energy models that we were working on the entire unit and creating one for your roller coaster. So that should be a diagram of your roller coaster, a graphical representation of the potential and kinetic energy, and also a written description of what's happening with potential and kinetic energy as your roller coaster, as your marble goes through your roller coaster. And then finally, on the last day, we're going to be taking some time to share your work with your classmates, and you're going to be deciding, how you did compared to your classmates, and sharing your ideas, and hopefully learning from them also. So there are 13 steps to this lesson, and you're going to be accomplishing that over 3 different days. And if you happen to get done early, you would want to read Lesson 8 Reflection. That is what we'll be doing after we're done with Investigation 8.2. Have a great day, Cardinals.